हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चन्वन्नोदिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्यस्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।
नमस्ते महोदय। भानुरेखा भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्ताः मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्ताः अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः।
ललिता भगिनी।
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
There's something wrong with the screen.
It is showing 18, sir.
1 second. Now it's okay?
Yes, sir.
You see the screen, no, all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
Mahodaya.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank
Yes,
you.
we can see it, sir.
Shall I
Go
recite, sir?
Go ahead, yeah.
नान्यन् गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति गुणेभ्यश्च परो वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति।
Good.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन् देहि देह समुद्भवान् जन्म मृत्यु जरा दुःखैः विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते।
Good.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी।
अर्जुन उवाच कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रीन् गुणानेतान् अतीतो भवति प्रभो किमाचारः कथञ्चैतान् त्रीन् गुणानतिवर्तते।
Good.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
श्रीभगवानुवाच प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च मोहमेव च पाण्डव न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति।
Good.
शारदा राजन भगिनी।
उदासीनवदासीनः गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते।
Good. So we are done after this shloka, right? So we'll go to new shloka today.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी।
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः
समलोष्टाश्म काञ्चनः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्म काञ्चनः
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः।
Good. Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी।
नमस्ते सर।
Namaste. तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
तुल्यप्रियो तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः
नमस्ते महोदय.
नमस्ते. समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः.
Good. Next. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
समदुःख सुख स्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. Next.
शरद चवन महोदय
Full shloka once.
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी
Thank
गोपालन भगिनी
you.
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. One more person.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good. So we'll take next shloka also and then go to the meaning. Huh?
भानुरेखा भगिनी
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः
तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
Good. Next.
ललिता भगिनी
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी सर्वारंभ परित्यागी
गुणातीतः स उच्यते
गुणातीतः स उच्यते गुणातीतः स उच्यते
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
Good. Next.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good. Next.
शांति भद्री भगिनी
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
Full shloka once.
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
Full shloka once.
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good. One more person.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते
Good. So in the shloka number 22, Arjuna had asked a question, right? 21, sorry. Kai lingaihi tingunanetan atito bhavati prabho. So he wanted to know what is the indication of a person who has transcended the gunas. So linga means indication, what are the characters? Then next one is, how does he conduct himself? Kim achara katam chaitam tingunan ativartade. So he wanted to know about the indication. How do you find out a gunatita and what is the kind of conduct that he has which is able to help him in terms of transcending three gunas. So in the case of the 23rd sloka, he was talking about the indications. Okay, how does he do that? 24 and 25, he is talking about the kind of achara, what kind of conduct and character he is going to be having. Now, gunatitasya uchyate, the 25th sloka, he says, these are the people who are the ones who have transcended the gunas. Gunatita sa uchyate. Who are those people? If you look at that way, sama dukkha sukha swastaha. So they are going to be absolutely samam. Samam means neither sukha is going to make them rejoice, nor dukkha is going to put them down. Sama dukkha sukha. We have seen the sama dukkha in many places, right from second chapter itself. Sita prajna also we have seen the sama dukkha sukha. Swastaha. Swa means your own self. Staha means abiding. Staha means station. Sthanam, station. So a person, the person, a gunatita, abides in himself and he is able to accept sukha and dukkha in equality only. He is not going to rejoice when sukha is there and going to get depressed when dukkha is there. Okay. So sama dukkha sukha swastaha, abiding always in himself. He is not looking for external things for him to get any kind of satisfaction. He is able to abide in himself and be in peace with himself. So he is always been able to abide in his own Atma. Then sama loshta ashma kanchana. In fact, the same samalottama kanchana has come in Shloka number 6.8, 6th chapter, 8th Shloka. That is, 6th chapter is called Dhyana Yoga, right? In Dhyana Yoga also, the 8th Shloka of 6th chapter, we have got this. The Shloka reads like this: Jnana Vijnana Tiptatma Kutasto Vijitendriya Yukta Ityutyate Yogi Sabaloštashma Kanchana. So we are discussing about Sabalošta Ashma Kanchana. That means he is equal. Loshta means a ball of mud. Whether it's a mud, Ashma is stone, Kanchana is gold. Whether it is going to be a gold or a ball of mud or a stone, this person, it is all a kind of manifestation of Brahman. It's all Prakriti. Prakriti, manifestation of Brahman in different forms and shapes. So he does not have any kind of affinity for gold and looking at the dirt as something very lowly and looking at the stone and looking at it differently. So he is having the same kind of attitude, sama, loshta, ashma, kanchana. He does not have any, everything is God's creation. So he looks at them all with same kind of attitude. Then tulya, priya, apriya, dhiraha. Tulya means tula. Tula means balance. Balance with respect to priya or apriya. You may have situations which is going to be the one that you are looking forward to, liking situations. Apriya, there is also situations which you may not like. So, but the situation that is going to be thrown at you as a part of your interaction in this world, something may be of your own liking, something may be of your dislikes also. But for a person who has crossed over the three gunas, he knows that the body-mind complex is managed only by the gunas, and he is a sakshi. He is not going to be influenced by the gunas because he is different from the gunas. For him, whatever life is throwing at him, the world is throwing at him, he is going to be balanced in that approach, whether it's going to be a priya or apriya, situation of his liking or situation of not his liking. He says it is all body-mind complex. As far as I am concerned, I am neutral to this. So, tulya priya priyo dhiraha. Dhiraha means absolutely firm. Okay, a man of wisdom. Then, tulya ninda atma samstutihi. Yesterday also, I think Kashmira Vaini was talking about it. Somebody may be the tulya ninda, somebody may be criticizing him, or somebody will be stutihi, they will be also praising him. He is not going to get carried away when somebody is going to praise, nor he is going to get depressed when somebody is going to criticize, because he has to only satisfy himself. He is not here in a popularity context that people have to look at him, people have to talk to him, and people have to appreciate him. Just because he has done a good job, he doesn't want to be garlanded and then appreciated. So for him, tulya ninda atma samstutihi, whether ninda, whether they are going to be criticizing him or praising him, he is going to be absolutely unconcerned. Tulya. So sama dukkha sukha spastha sama loshta ashma ghanchana tulya priya priyo dhiraha tulya nindatma samstutihi. In the same way, mana apamana yoho tulya. Again, tulya with respect to manam and apamanam. With respect to honor, dishonor is going to be tulyam. This mana apamanam and ninda, that is ninda and stuti, they both are almost identical. Only thing is that If you look at that, Ninda and Stuti is there, no? Ninda is criticizing, Stuti is praising. That is primarily Vachikam. Verbally, they do that. When they do that verbally, somebody will criticize you verbally, somebody may also praise you verbally. So Vachikam is Ninda and Stuti, whereas Kayikam is Mana Apamana. So Kayika means body-wise action is the one, honor or dishonor. Maybe you go there and somebody, they offer up something to everybody. They give a cup of coffee. They don't even just give a cup of coffee. They just walk away. Somebody is, when you go there, everybody is greeted. You are just, they show you a different kind of face and go. So that is all apamana. Awesome. So if you look at that way, Ninda and Stuti is Vachikam, and Mana and Apamanam is Kayikam. In the body, they will be able to show honor or dishonor to individuals. I think you will be able to understand that. So even in that kind of situation, whether he is recognized and then the way the body language is for it or against it, he is just not going to be bothered about it. Mana Apamanayoho Tulyaha. And then Tulyaha Mitra Haripakshayoho. Whether he is a friend, Mitra, or Hari, an enemy, whatever views they may have, this person is not going to take sides. So he is going to again balance Tulya, Mitra, Aripakshayoho, based in respect to the views of people, whether he is going to be a friend or an enemy. He will look at it in an objective manner and he'll give, this is my opinion. He is not going to take sides that just because I don't like this particular leader, whatever he says, I'm not going to say he is wrong. So Tulya, Mitra, Aripakshayoho. Then Sarva Aramba Parityagi. This is, he does not have any Sankalpam. Sankalpam means that I am going to do this particular job. This particular job is being done for me to do this kind, get these kinds of results in back for me. With all many of the Sankalpams that we do, or many of the karmas that we do in life, are all with anticipation of some results. And when you are going to get an anticipation of results can be in line with your expectation, may not be in line with your expectation, may be entirely opposite. And then the karma, a person who is committed to karma is continuously going to do action for the purpose of getting results. Whereas a person who has already crossed over all these kinds of things, he has already gone through the 5 stages of bhakti. For him, he has got absolutely no sankalpa. Sarva arambam. He will not even start any kind of action for getting any kind of results for him. Okay, so Sarva Aramba Parityagi. These kinds of characters, if you're able to see, then Gunatida Sa Uchyate. Those kinds of people are the ones who have been able to move beyond the 3 gunas. Okay, so these 2 slokas, we have also seen that in previous chapters, also in I think chapter 2 and few other chapters. So it's just a repetition, and the repetition is pointing out the Gunatita as a person. Earlier we are looking at it as the Atma, a person who has been able to understand himself, he will be able to become a Samadarshina. We also saw that a person, whether it is going to be a dog or a dog eater or a learned person, he is going to look at every one of them with Samadarshina. So it's all in the same kind of line, but with respect to Gunatraya in this particular case. So now Samadukka Sukha Svastaha Samalota Ashma Ganchanaha Tulya Priya Priyo Dhiraha Tulya Ninda Atma Samsturihi Mana Apamana Yoho Tulyaha Tulyaha Mitra Aripakshayoho Sarva Aramba Parityagi Gunatida Sa Uchyate. Okay, next.
Veena Fanishti Bhagini.
Mancha Yovya Bicharena
Manchayo Vyabhicharena Manchayo Vyabhicharena
Bhakti Yogena Sevate
Bhakti Yogena Sevate Bhakti Yogena Sevate
Mancha Yovya Bicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate
Manchayo Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Manchayo Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Sagunan Samati Yaitan
सगुणांस्यमतीत्यैतान् सगुणांस्यमतीत्यैतान्
Sagunan samati. I heard a sya. Sagunan
सगुणान्
samati
समतीत्यै
jaitan.
सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान्
Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
Sagunan samati jaitan. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
Good. Next.
शरत् चवन् महोदय
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते.
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन् भगिनी
सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन् भगिनी
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Good. Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी
Yes, sir. Both lines, huh?
Yeah.
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Okay. So now what Bhagavan says is that when a person is able to cross over the three gunas, etan gunan, second line, etan gunan sam atitya, etan gunan sam atitya. That is, etan gunan means these gunas, sam atitya means very well crossed over. Saha, that particular person. That is the meaning of the second line, first half. Sagunan samati yaitan. Yaitan gunan samatitya. Okay. Saha, that particular person. Mamcha yo yaha abhyavicharena bhakti yogana sevate. He says that this abhyavicharena bhakti, we have already spoken about that in length in the the 12th chapter. We had 5 stages of bhakti. The 5th stage of bhakti is abhyavicharena bhakti. I think we have had some shlokas also on abhyavicharena bhakti. The one unswerving devotion to God after understanding the principle of God and passing to the 5 stages of bhakti, and then even going to that Nirguna Brahma Upasakam. That particular stage when somebody comes is Avyabhicharena Bhakti. Then he says, in this particular place, Bhagavan says, Mam. Bhakti towards whom? He says, Bhakti towards me. He is not talking in the position of Krishna, the charioteer, but he is talking as a God here. So, Yaha Abhyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Mam Sevate. The one who is able to have this Abhyabhicharana Bhakti, and then he is able to get have a very high level of devotion to me. Saha, that particular person, Etan Gunan, all these gunas, Sama Atitya, he'll be able to cross over the gunas very well. And then what happens to them? Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. They will be then fit for getting Brahman. They will be fit for realizing Brahman. So that is at the end of the day, why should a person start having the Gunatita? Gunatita is required because all these 3 gunas are bondages and it does not help us in terms of liberation. So all the gunas are golden shackles only. Whether it's a chain is going to be a golden chain or a steel chain. A chain is a chain which is bonding you. That is the song of a sannyasi, Swami Vivekananda, beautifully has given in that. So the chain is a chain, whether it's going to be made of gold or made of steel. Now, this particular person, when he is able to cross over the 3 gunas, and then he is able to have Abhyabhicharena Bhakti, then he is the person who is fit enough for realization of Brahma. So, Mamcha yo Vyabhicharena Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samati Daithan Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So, this is the ultimate benefit of transcending the 3 gunas. Okay, now.
Lalita Bhagini.
Brahmano hi pratishtaham.
Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Brahmano hi pratishtaham.
Amrutasya vyayasya cha.
Amrutasya vyayasya cha. Amrutasya vyayasya cha.
Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Amrutasya vyayasya cha.
Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Amrutasya vyayasya cha. Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Amrutasya vyayasya cha.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Shashvatasya cha dharmasya.
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य
Sukasyaikantikasya cha.
सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च.
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Brahmano hi pratishtaham amrutasya vyayasya cha.
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्य व्ययस्य च ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्य व्ययस्य च.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च.
शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
Good.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
Full shloka.
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
Yes. ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च.
Good. So now we'll go to the last shloka of this chapter. So Bhagavan is just concluding. In earlier shloka, he told that mamcha yo abhicha mamcha yaha abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate, and he is the person who is fit for Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. He is eligible for understanding that his whole self is a Brahman. So he talked about himself. Mamcha yo abhyabhicharena bhakti. So he is talking from the level of God. Now he is continuing that he says that aham hi pratishta. Brahmano hi pratishta aham. Na? So aham hi pratishta. Indeed, I am the basis. He says, Bhagavan says, I am the basis. I am the basis for what? I am the basis for Brahman. So we have Brahman is the Nirguna Brahman, but Bhagavan talks about here as a Saguna Brahman. He says, for Saguna Brahman, I am the basis for that. Because Bhagavan has got Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Apara Prakriti is lower order of creation, and Saguna Brahman is a lower order of creation. So Bhagavan says, the basis for Saguna Brahman is myself. Aham hi pratishta Brahmanam. So I am the basis for Brahman, and then I am the basis for Amritasya, the thing that can never, that is eternal. Amritasya is eternal. So I am the one that is eternal. And I am the one avyayam. I am the one that non-decayable. I am the one that is going to remain forever. Avyayah. Shashvatasya. Again, it is eternal. I am the one that is Shashvatam. It is going to be there tomorrow. It is going to be there day after tomorrow. It is going to be there in the future. It was there in the past. I am Shashvatam. I am the one that is the Shashvatam, and I am the basis for the Shashvatam. And I am the one Dharma. Aham Pradishtam Dharmasya. I am the one that is Dharma. Dharma is the entire world order. The entire world order is all because of me. Sukha. I am the one who is going to be the one that is going to give inner joy. Ekantikasya. Ekantikasya means I am the one who cannot be negated. Okay, everything else you can negate. You can keep on negating, because we know that when we wanted to understand our Atma, when we started understanding the shloka, what is that? Mano Bud Ahankara Chitta Adinaham. When we say that, we completely negate. We negate the manas, we negate the buddhi, we negate everything, because anything that is known is not me. That is the understanding that we got from the 13th chapter also. So he says that I am the only one who cannot be negated. Okay. Eikantikasya cha. So I am the basis for Saguna Brahman. I am the basis for I am Amritaha, I am eternal. I am Avyayaha, I am non-decayable. I am Shashpatasya, I will be there now, I will be there in future, I have been there in the past also. I am the one dharma, because of which the entire universe is operating. I am the absolute sukha, and I am the one who is non-negatable. So that Brahma, the earlier shloka, he said, no, you have to mamcha abhyabhicharena. So he is qualifying that mam in this particular shloka, that I am the one, I am the basis for the entire creation, and I am the absolute Brahman. And absolute Brahman that we have, that Brahman is also going to be our Aham Brahmasmi. So that is what one has to understand. So Gunatita, once you are able to cross over the gunas and then try to ask a question, who is the one who is able to know that this person has crossed over the three gunas? He is a Nirgunam. The Nirgunam Brahman is the Atma also. So that is the way this particular chapter is coming to an end now. Brahmano hi pratishtaham amritasya vyayasya cha shashvatasya cha dharmasya sukasjaikantikasya cha. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Om Tat Saditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayai Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Chaturdashodhyayah. Om Tat Sat.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः। ॐ तत्सत्।
Good. One more person.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायै योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः।
Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sad.
We'll do one thing. We'll do two people. We'll chant one sloka. We'll complete these four sloka that we did today. We'll chant two people each sloka, and we'll close it. So tomorrow we don't once again open this 14th chapter. Okay? Yeah.
Okay. Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः।
Good.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारम्भः परित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते।
Good.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
Good.
Veena Fanishri Bhagini.
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च।
Good.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Om Tatsariti Shrimad-Bhagavad-Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayaha Yoge Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Gunatraya Vivaga Yogo Nama Chaturdashodhyayah. Om Tat Sat.
Once again, repeat.
Sir,
No,
slide.
somebody else.
Acha. Should I
Vijayalakshmi.
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः समलोष्टास्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
Good.
Rajeshwari Shivshankar Bhagini.
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी गुणातीतः स उच्यते.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
माञ्चयो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणा समतीत्यैतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
ब्रह्मणो हि प्रतिष्ठाहम् अमृतस्याव्ययस्य च शाश्वतस्य च धर्मस्य सुखस्यैकान्तिकस्य च.
Kashmira Bhagini.
ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे गुणत्रयविभागयोगो नाम चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः.
Om Tat Sat.
Om Tat Sat.
So we have successfully completed 14 chapters, and we'll now move on to 15th chapter. Screen is visible now?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Okay. So the 15th chapter is called Purushottama Yoga. And as of now, we have done 550 slokas out of 700 slokas. So we have only 150 slokas now to be completed for completing the study of Bhagavad Gita. The 15th chapter is one of the smallest chapters. It has got only 20 slokas. 15th chapter, Purushottama Yoga, and 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, they have only 20 slokas. And 15, 16, and 17, between them, we have got only 72. We have only around 20, 24, 28, approximately 72 slokas are there. And I think what the way I am planning is that by 18th of this month, I would like to complete 15th chapter. Then by 25th, I would like to complete 16th, and by early October, 3rd of October also, I want to complete 17th chapter also. Then we still have around 15, 20 days time before I will be getting off for a long period of non-availability. By the time, I think I'll be able to somehow squeeze in or ensure that I complete the chanting of the 18th chapter by the time 20th of October or so. Okay. So now if you look at the 15th chapter, the 14th chapter, there was a discussion by Bhagavan in terms of Gunatita. Okay, there is a necessity for being a Gunatita so that somebody will be able to go towards the Guna Brahman. So the next question naturally from Arjuna will be, what is Nirguna Brahman? Right? That's the next question, logical question. Because once a person is able to transcend over the three gunas, the next one is going to be Nirguna Brahman. So this chapter is primarily going to focus on Nirguna Brahman. So the three gunas we have discussed, and beyond that is Nirguna Brahman. So we can also look at this 15th chapter as a study of the Nirguna Brahman. And it is also, there are some discussions that is going to be there in terms of the food that we eat, the kind of digestion, the food that is grown in the world, all those things are also going to be discussed. And this shloka is chanted in many of the ashrams in Rishikesh or even in many other ashrams, I do not know. Before the lunch is served, before the lunch is eaten, just 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes we all take to chant this particular Purushottama Yoga, and then only people will have their food. Okay, so that is one of the practices that they have, because some slokas have been dedicated to food, also food and then digestion, etc. Bhagavan has talked about it. It has been a practice, one. And second thing, it is also to ensure that the people do not unnecessarily keep on chit-chatting during the lunchtime when they stand in the queue for taking the place for food. They should not unnecessarily talking on various other topics. So they ensure that this particular shloka is all played, so that people will be continuously engrossed in terms of chanting this shloka, which is also having some relevance to this. So in this particular shloka, one of the things that we need to understand is that the entire effort that we are doing is to understand our own self and to gain moksha. When a person has got achieved realization, an individual has got realization or moksha, then what is the kind of benefit that he is getting? He is now going to come out of samsara. So moksha means absence of samsara. Samsara means a kind of cycle of birth and death. You are born, we are dead, we die. Punarapi Jaranam, Punarapi Maranam, that is going to be cycle of birth and death. And once somebody has achieved moksha, self-realization, then he is going to be out of this samsara. So moksha is getting rid of samsara. But now when you look at how are we going to gain moksha, we are all a part of samsara. So within samsara, we have to identify how to go to moksha, right? Because it is not that, we are not out of samsara. We are all in the cycle of birth and death. We are now born. We are now having this particular body. This body has got limitations in terms of all these gunas, etc. The body is a decaying one. It is going to undergo the 6 transformations, and then the body is going to continuously die. At some point in time, this body will vanish. Okay, so we have to understand the principle of what is this body, what is the Atma, etc. And only when you have this instrument of the body mind complex, it is possible for one person, anybody, to realize themselves. So you have to be within samsara to gain moksha, and by gaining moksha, you have to get rid of samsara. So it's a kind of a paradoxical thing. Okay, so it is essential that we have to be a part of samsara, but being in samsara, we have to also understand how we are going to manage the samsara in terms of gaining moksha. Bhagavan is going to talk on some of these kinds of things also in this particular chapter, because at the end of the day, Bhagavan wants to help people who are all now committed in terms of their own self-realization. And another thing is that for everything we require Bhagavan's blessing. No, if you say that all of us are samsaris and we have all come together to understand this particular shastra, which is going to is a moksha shastra, which is going to help us in terms of liberation. So we need to have a blessing. So even to learn Bhagavad Gita, we need to have a blessing. Even to have an understanding of that, we need to have a blessing. Unless otherwise there's a blessing of Bhagavan, it is not possible to move forward. So a person who has been able to get the blessing only will be in a position to move forward. We have to understand that Ishvara is a karma pala tata. We have already discussed about that in our earlier chapters of Karma Yoga and other things, that we have to cultivate the habit of Ishvara Arpanam, and whatever palam we get is a prasada bhava, because Ishvara is the karma palatata. So we understood that the karma palatata is Ishvara when we are in the process of karma yoga, as we are trying to move from karma yoga to upasana yoga to nirguna brahma upasana, we have to move up. So in that particular case, we understood that Ishvara is the karma palatata. Now, we also have to understand moksha palatata also is Ishvara. If there is a blessing from Bhagavan, then only people will be able to gain moksha. Moksha is not possible without jnanam. Moksha is not possible without a shariram. So these are the important things that we need to understand. And then we have to understand how we are able to move ourselves with this samsara towards moksha. Okay, so these are the kinds of things that Bhagavan is going to now talk about. And in this particular chapter, initially, Bhagavan is going to talk on a metaphor or a kind of he's going to take the imagery of Ashwatha tree to that of samsara. So we are all now in samsara. What is samsara? Samsara means that we are all born. We are all continuously running around in this world. We have sukha, we have got dukkha, we have got problems, we have got aging, we have death. All these things are going to be there. Then we do karma as a result of karma. Again, papa punya. We have one more birth, and again we continue to struggle. So samsara continues to go around and round. It's a kind of cycle going on and on and on right till the time of creation. How many janmas we have taken before, we do not know. But we are all in this samsara chakra. We are all now in this samsara chakra. So the samsara chakram is also being discussed by Bhagavan with an imagery of Ashwatha tree. Ashwatha tree is a people tree. All of you are aware of that. In India, Ashwatha tree is having lot of religious importance. People worship Ashwatha tree also. And there are two trees. One is Vatavriksha is different, Ashwatha is different. Okay, Vatavriksha and Ashwatha, both of them are the same trees which are having adventitious roots also, where from the branches you may have a lot of roots sprouting from the top and going down, and then once again reinforcing the entire tree's roots. Okay, so Ashwatha tree has got multiple kinds of roots coming from all over the place. One is the root that is right at the bottom of the tree, and also from the branches also the roots starts coming. Then they go down, they go to the earth, and then they once again form a very strong root. Maybe after a few years, it will be very difficult to find out which is the main Ashwatha tree. We will not know which is the one, because it is going to spread itself so wide and so big, it becomes extremely difficult to understand which is the main Ashwatha tree. Moolam, we will not be able to find out. Okay. So that is, Bhagavan is going to take a kind of a imagery of a Ashwatha tree with samsara. Okay, so why should Bhagavan take an imagery of Ashwatha tree and samsara is, an Ashwatha tree, once it starts growing, it bears fruits also. The birds and all go and then eat the fruits. And then there are a lot of small, the tree is so big, but the seeds are extremely small. So the seeds fall down, immediately the trees, again some more roots start sprouting from the bottom one. And we also have the branches from where the other adventitious roots also come. So if you look at that way, the Ashwatha tree has got multiple ways of continuously growing. It is very, very difficult to find an Ashwatha tree or a Vatavriksha having an end to it. They will not die. They will be continuously, rejuvenating themselves, and continuously they will be able to grow. Samsara is like that. Okay, samsara is that it is extremely difficult to come out of samsara, because when we are born with because of a cause. Okay, so we are born. We have got a birth because of our past karma, papa and punya, we are born. Now, are we a cause or effect? We don't know. We are now a cause for tomorrow's effect. The body today is the effect of past cause. Karmas we have done, because of that cause, body becomes the effect. Today, this body becomes again the cause for tomorrow. So it keeps going on and on. The cycle of birth and death continues to go on and on and on. Like the way an Ashwatha tree continues to grow on and on and on. And even after thousands of years, somebody will not be able to see which is the real major tree. That is the way it starts spreading itself wide. Similarly, a human being also, the samsara, you are getting born, you already have a big bag full of Sanchita karma. You are born with some prarabdha karma, then you try to exhaust it. You cannot exhaust, you have to live through the prarabdha karma. In the process, you also gain some more of Sanchita karmas, which you are not able to exhaust. And all these things will again go into a kind of a reserves or a huge Sanchita karma. And then again, those things will become a prarabdha karma. This chain goes on and on and on and on and on. If the chain is going to go on and on eternally, it is also called avyayam. It is going to be, if you look at that way, the life of this body, we can say, is short-lived. But when you look at it as a jivatma, it is going avyayam. It is not able to really come out of it. It is continuously having a cycle of birth, death, like the way Ashwatha tree. And Ashwatha tree is also having another meaning, Shva. Shvaha in the case of Sanskrit is tomorrow. Ashvaha means no tomorrow. So Ashwatha tree also has a meaning that it does not have a tomorrow. That means the tree that is there today has already undergone a change, that it is not the same tree tomorrow. Every day it changes. So it is not the same tree that we see today is the tree that tomorrow you are going to see, and the tree that you are going to see the following day is not the same tree that you are going to see tomorrow. So that means it is changing so fast. So it's called Ashvaha. There's no tomorrow tree. That's the way they have made it, called Ashwatha tree. Our samsara is also like that. So Bhagavan is now going to have a lot of this thing, discussions between samsara and Ashwatha tree as a kind of a imagery. And when I was going to the commentary, I found that Adi Shankara has given 10 high level imagery between samsara and Ashwatha tree. The first thing he told is Mahatvam. Mahatvam means huge. Both of them are huge. Ashwatha tree is huge, or samsara is also pretty huge. Okay, it goes on and on and on. We only know this small window of our existence, this life, but it goes on and on and on. So both of them are huge. Then Adyanta Rahitatvam. We do not know when it began, and we will not know when it is going to end. We will not be able to find when the Ashwatha tree was started, and we will not be able to know the Adi or Antam of Ashwatha tree. So it is said that Adyanta Rahitatvam, the second way of this thing. Then Anirvacha Nityatvam. Okay, you will not be able to say whether at this point in time, whatever you say is a cause or effect. Anirvacha Nityatvam. Every day it is either cause or effect. Whatever you can see as our body today is the cause of yesterday. Effect of that is today's body. And today's body is the cause of tomorrow's effect, which may be something different. So it is Anirvacha Nityatvam. Then Mulavatvam. The tree has got a root, but the root is not visibility, right? Similarly, we also have got the source from where we have come, but we have got absolutely no understanding of that particular source from where we have all come. So, Mulavatvam. Then Shakatvam. Shakatvam means that there are a lot of branches. If you look at the tree has got a lot of branches. Similarly, a Jivatma also has got multiple layers. You can have a Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Suvaloka, Atala, Vitala, Padala. You've got like the branches, different high levels of branches are there. In our own Jivatma's life also, there can be different planes of existence depending upon your own level of spiritual progression. Then Parnatvam. Parnatvam is full of leaves. If you look at that way, a tree is full of leaves. Similarly, if you look at the individual, we are also full of karmas. We are doing karma kanda also in the case of Veda is giving so many karmas that one can do. And these karmas will always ensure that you are going to continue to come back to life. Like a tree's leaf is the one which is going to take the sunlight, produce oxygen, produce the nutrition required for the tree also, and then ensure that the tree is able to continuously grow. It is not going to die. Similarly, the karmas that we do is one that is not going to allow us to go away. It is also going to make us continue to live. Like the leaf of a tree which sustains the tree, karmas is going to sustain a samsara. So that is the parnatvam. Palavatvam. Palavatvam means the tree will have a lot of fruits. The fruits have to be enjoyed. Similarly, in the case of human body or human also, a jivatma also, we do so many karmas. Pala will be there. Palas cannot be given up. So Palavatvam is for Ashwatha tree. Palavatvam for a human, the samsara also. And then Ashtayatvam. Ashtayatvam is it sustains. If you look at a tree, the tree sustains many birds. There's a nest. In the nestling, in the nest, the bird comes and lays an egg, and then the egg is going to hatch. It is again going to produce few more birds. Those few more birds will again produce the egg, and then it will continue to go on and on. Then they will be able to feed on the fruits of the tree. So similarly, if you look at that way, we also continue to be born, and then we also start feeding on the fruits of our own karma palas. So it is also called Ashtagatvam, and it's all sustained. It's all not gone away. It's all continuously sustained. Now, Charanatvam. Charanatvam is, it can be shaken. When there's going to be a very big wind, the tree shakes a lot. Similarly, if you look at a samsara also, the prarabdha shakes us all. We all come out with some prarabdha. We face so many challenges in life. It shakes us. So Charanatvam is also a part of samsara as well as a tree. And the most important thing, the last 10th point is Chedayatvam. Chedayatvam is destroyable. Destroyables in the sense a tree, you can first cut it at the top level above the mud, and then it is possible to uproot it. Digging into the entire thing, it is possible to uproot the tree totally so that the tree cannot grow anymore. Okay. Third, though, it's got Chedayatvam means completely it is possible to destroy a tree. Similarly, a samsara also can be completely taken out so that you don't have the birth and death when somebody becomes a sannyasi. So this is the basic thing that we need to understand from the imagery of Ashwatha versus samsara. And from tomorrow we'll take up this one. I think we'll be able to go pretty fast in these broadcasts from tomorrow. Okay, I just thought we need to have a quick understanding of what is that we are going to discuss in Purushottama Yoga. Apart from this imagery, we are also going to discuss a lot of things in terms of jnana. We are also going to have a lot of discussions. Some discussions will be there in terms of aikyam. At the end of the day, Jivatma and Paramatma aikyam is important, right? We said Tattvam Asi. So we are going to be same as that Paramatma. So the aikyam principle also will be talked about that. Then he'll also start talking about the food and other kinds of stuff, which we'll take it up in the subsequent classes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha